Yes, we made a core program that's based on 4 about 30-minute sessions, right?
Yep.
These are great flows. But then we added a lot of additional components, the foundations 1 and 2. The foundation slows everything down a little bit and really goes through every single movement that you're going to do. So if you're new to yoga Pilates, it's okay.
Yeah.
Again, people get intimidated and they get scared and they're like, I don't know if this is something I can even do. I'm 50, I haven't been exercising for 10 years. Or I'm 35 and I've never done yoga. I never tried. This is probably too advanced, but it's not.
And there tends to be a paralysis there when people get nervous. So that's why we had those foundations, because then they can really take a look and work through it slowly and with a pace that works best for them.
We believe that you are strong by design, and you were made in God's image to have a strong body, mind, and spirit. You're listening to the #1 strength and health authority podcast in the world. So let's get ready to unlock your potential and transform your life in today's episode. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode on the Strong by Design podcast. Coach Chris here hosting today. So excited to have 2 wonderful, beautiful, amazing, strong, flexible ladies on the set today. Of course, both faces have been on the podcast. Lindsay, of course, many, many times over the years. And we thank you for saying yes to this one today. And of course, Jen, now a 2-time guest on the podcast.
Hello.
We had a yoga one that we did with you last. It was like fall, I want to say.
Yes, that was so fun.
Or coming out of summer even. It was a while ago. And it was you, me,
really fun.
Lindsay,
We
and
laughed a lot.
Steve. We did have a lot of laughs.
We laughed.
And because you've been our yoga instructor here at Critical Bench for 7 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Something
7, 8 years.
A long, long time.
Yes.
You've created a lot of YouTube content for us. You've created some yoga programming for us that we sell on the Critical Bench website, criticalbench.com. If you want to see Jen, she has a easy yoga for beginners?
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think
Decided
so.
on for the title, yeah.
Yep. And obviously we're talking about Pilates Burn, our brand new program, which involves yoga, which is really cool. We're going to talk all about that. Yes. But if people want to see more of you, I would suggest that they go onto our YouTube channel. For sure. And just type in yoga, and you're either going to see Zach or you're going to see Jen.
Yes.
In fact, we even did a series of videos, remember, with the 2 of you together.
Yes, there was
several
one that
years
we
ago
did
now.
That it was kind of like a
partner
yoga.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah.
He had me up on his feet and everything.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
so.
that was like some crazy stuff you guys did that time.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different options to check out.
But a lot of good, informative, easy for me to say, instructional. How to do a pose,
or how to start,
an easy vinyasa flow, a slightly more like intermediate or advanced flow.
Yes.
We even filmed you. I think you did an hour-long yoga session one time.
Yes.
And so, I mean, there's a lot on there. So for anybody who's listening to this podcast today, who isn't that familiar maybe with the Critical Bench YouTube channel, but you love yoga, you love Pilates, you love them blended, and you want to learn some stuff, go and watch Jen, because there's probably, 50 different videos total with you and Zach.
Yes.
Touching on that in
sure.
particular. So today, obviously, we're talking about this awesome brand new program of ours that's doing really well. And we're excited about it. I think it's the best of the 21-day programs, which we've made 4 of them over the years. Nice. Those people listening might be familiar with one of them, the 21-day Booty Burn program, 21-day Sculpt Your Legs program, 21-day Resistance Band Toning, and now we have 21-day Pilates Burn, and they're all terrific. You can find them on our website, criticalbench.com. I would probably recommend that's the best place for people to go. It is the program is there. So they can go and they're going to find out all of the details today about it. So if they're interested, they want the program, that's a great place to go and get it. Just to put it out there at the start, and I'll remind you again at the end. Let's rewind a little bit. You've been doing yoga for many, many years now.
Yes.
How many years would you say?
I mean, practicing probably for like 15 years.
15 years.
And then I became a teacher about 9-10 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years.
I mean, you teach a lot of classes locally.
Yes.
You do private sessions for us. I'm
Yes.
sure we're not unique. I mean, we're unique in how bizarre we are. And
always have fun.
and the disparity in talent from Lindsay being like a professional to like Steve and I.
Contortionist. And then you have
and then
you
like
guys,
former
you're more
cheerleader
like,
gymnast. And then you have Steve and I who are
like body, like a little bit more bodybuilder. You guys do weights a lot and stuff.
Yeah, Mike
so you
and I
guys need
especially,
that.
just with all the history of weight training and stuff. But it is super beneficial.
For sure.
But you've taken everything that you know about yoga, and you're an expert yoga instructor. I mean, you are as a high level.
Thanks, Chris.
Really? Well, you really are. I mean, think about you've invested 10,000 plus hours in this, and probably double or triple that over these 15 years. You're doing this practice. I mean, think about every session that you instruct. You're doing it.
Yes.
I mean, you might not be doing everything because you're up fixing people and stuff, but
Right.
you're going through the movements, through the flows.
Yeah,
You've
you're just
created
giving
these
a lot of
flows.
energy and everything.
It's different than like a
For
trainer.
sure.
A trainer doesn't work out every time when they're
Right.
working with their client.
Yeah, you have to do the demo part, and then yes, of course, there's always that part where I'm walking around trying to help you guys like deepen a little bit and also align. But you guys, after being with me for so long, I feel like you guys all have really good alignment. You guys just lock into it.
It's
so.
definitely, it's funny because we've talked about that before. When you're new at anything, there's uncertainty, there's a little bit of fear, there's a little bit of you're looking around trying to see, am I doing this posture right? But then there's a comfort level that you attain and a confidence that you attain after a certain amount of time where I don't have to really even look at you all that much.
Yep.
Even though I don't know what flow we're going to do, you've like just prepared it. But as you're talking through, like I know what all these terms are right now.
Yes.
After 7 or 8 years, it finally starts to sink in, which is
right.
nice.
It does take time, though. It really does. So it's like everybody that goes into a yoga practice and they first start any sort of practice, it can be Pilates, any practice.
Right.
You really need to be patient and give it time and work with all of the moves and really listen to the cues that the instructor is giving you. And then over time, it'll all start to sink in.
Yeah. And I think that's what we did so well with this new program, 21-day Pilates Burn, is that, yes, we made a core program that's based on 4 about 30-minute sessions, right?
Yep.
These are great flows. But then we added a lot of additional components, the foundations 1 and 2.
Yes.
Not to mention like a warm-up video and a cool-down video. So there's a lot of added video components that go with the main programming. But the foundations, which are bonuses, they're just added in. We gave that that probably took more effort to put together and to film than the actual, workout flows, if you will. The foundation slows everything down a little bit and really goes through every single movement that you're going to do. So if you're new to yoga Pilates, it's okay.
Yeah.
Again, people get intimidated and they get scared and they're like, I don't know if this is something I can even do. I'm 50. I haven't been exercising for 10 years. Or I'm 35 and I've never done yoga. I never tried. This is probably too advanced, but it's not.
And there tends to be a paralysis there when people get nervous. So that's why we had those foundations, because then they can really take a look and work through it slowly and with a pace that works best for them. So that's one thing that I really love about it.
Lindsay, your experience prior to Pilates Burn. Obviously, you've been here taking yoga classes with Jen.
Yes.
You've previously done stuff in your life which kind of set you up for strength, flexibility, mobility, right?
Yeah, you go to classes too sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
she's done other classes. So
Yeah.
she's like in a kind of, that's why she's
knows.
actually in the program
Yeah.
and why I have her here too, because she just she's like a very high level, she's not an instructor, but like she has all the makings of one if she wanted to be.
Definitely. Well, in 4th grade, I started with acrobatics, which is
Okay.
extremely bendy. That's like
So that's
really
how you started
contortionist
into
stuff.
what you do.
So that's how I started off being flexible and like bendy stuff. And then it progressed to cheerleading, which I had to take tumbling classes for that.
Right.
And it just kind of made me be flexible.
Cheerleading stuff is like some of the most athletic movements and choreography.
Getting tossed up in the air.
It's
and all
really-
that stuff.
Appreciate you saying that.
Yeah.
Well, it's unbelievable.
Such a debate.
Really? I
Yes,
think whenever I've seen cheerleaders and they're good like that, I'm like, oh my God.
You have people that are being hoisted into the air 10, 15 plus feet.
Were you the one that was getting thrown up?
I've done them all. I've done every
Really?
I've
high
been
level
a
stuff where
flyer,
they're
I've been a
making
base,
formations stacked.
Impressive.
They're spinning. They're getting caught. It flows together like you're trying to land on your feet or you're trying to hold. I mean, you got guys underneath you holding you with one arm and then like throwing you and stuff.
It was competitive cheer. Made it to nationals twice.
Wow.
But that's like you're doing flips and then you need to not be dizzy because now you're running to go lift someone up now you're running to go do like a little dance portion. It is a lot to it. It's like intense cardio for like 2 minutes. It's very short, but
it's very entertaining to watch too.
Yes,
it's like those cheer competitions. I've had those on at the house before, and they're pretty crazy.
Yeah, but I will say I built a lot of strength that way too.
Yes,
because
sure.
I had a very intense coach, and she did not let anything slide. If you're messing up, you had to do like walking lunges around the mat. Okay. I have nightmares about this. Let's say there's a stunt group who couldn't get the trick right. They would have to go in the middle of the mat and keep doing it until they got it right. And while that group was doing it in the middle of the mat in front of everyone else had to go just do walking lunges the whole time.
Oh my gosh. So they're
Until
suffering.
they got it.
They're suffering because of you guys. So you're like, let's nail this because our teammates hate us right now.
Yeah,
Get it right.
And that's just an example of all the kinds of crap we did.
Wow.
That is impressive.
And that
Pretty
was
good
high school?
foundation, yeah.
Okay.
Pretty good foundation.
Yeah.
Well, especially and down here in Florida, I know it's a pretty big deal.
Okay.
And there's certain parts of the country where I think cheer is like really big. I don't know. It's like Texas, Florida. Are there certain
I was
states?
in New York. I don't really know.
This is when you were up north,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was that.
But nationals took place at Disney in Orlando.
Okay. Maybe that's why I think Florida, because they do a lot of the big events
host it
are
at, like, the
hosted
ESPN
constantly in
thing in
Orlando.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's probably why I'm thinking Florida.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. So obviously we're bringing like really high level talents into the creation of the programming, but it's the programming itself, I think is really suited for the beginner. Is suited for somebody. Of course, we're right near the airport. So if you hear anything in the background, it's planes, trains, and automobiles, all kinds of stuff going on back there. Suited really well, I think, for the novice, for the beginner. We didn't make it for the elite or the advanced.
No.
It's definitely designed to help somebody along and to give them confidence and to get them feeling like, oh, I'm doing it right and I'm going to get results, and you're guiding them through it.
Yes.
Because I think back, I can't help myself, but years ago, you get like a program like Insanity, like Sean T.
Yes, I remember that.
Right. Or some of the P90X stuff, and these are all really good programs, but highly advanced.
Yes.
And really like super aggressive, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Certainly going to get you results if you're all in, but I think it's designed for oftentimes a younger demographic, a younger audience.
Even though I got to tell you, like back then I was into Beachbody stuff like that.
Okay,
and right after I had Harper, my first one, and I was trying to get back in shape, and it was a little bit like daunting to start something like that. I had to really work at it hard not to give up.
Yep.
And so when I went in thinking about the planning of Pilates Burn, I was like, okay, how are we going to do this to make it accessible for everybody? We want to do this, and it can be built up into more advanced ways. Like, you can add more weight onto the wrists and the ankle bands and whatnot. You can maybe move a little quicker if you want to, although moving steady is always a good plan. there's a lot of things that we can do to slow it down and then to make it more accessible for everyone, even someone that hasn't done Pilates yet or done yoga.
Right. And we coined like a little bit of a phrase with this program. We referred to the flows as thermal flow sequencing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you recall? Do you remember?
We were having fun with the names,
having
though.
fun.
That was funny.
But the reason behind that, right? It's not just purely marketing. There is a design to the sequence, to the flow. Can you just describe a little bit how that flow, how those movement patterns flow together and how they kind of build on each other? I mean, in terms of like, you're not just doing like a pose and going to another pose. It's very strategic in how you're moving the body.
When you're combining the yoga poses with the Pilates sequences, you're getting flexibility from yoga and also Pilates, because Pilates and yoga in some ways will mirror each other. You'll see things. They might be called something different in Pilates, but they're poses that we also have in yoga. And then there's some little departures here and there. We go into like Warrior 2 and things like that, but kind of just rolling with it in a way that works with flexibility and strength and meshes the two together.
Yeah. Because I will be, I've done enough with you where a lot of your sessions kind of like, we did some of those in preparation for Pilates Burn. You were putting us through flows, like
I wanted you guys to feel it.
Mini flows that were going to be like in the program.
Yeah.
And it got your heart rate up a little bit more. It got us breathing a little bit heavier. It definitely was more strenuous.
Yes.
But there was a lot of elements, obviously, of still pure yoga.
Yes.
Mixed with, and the Pilates element obviously is like, now we're incorporating some equipment basically into this, which is a little bit, we don't use equipment in yoga.
Right.
Just your body.
Only you'll do props, but not those, not Pilates
like blocks,
props.
to like help you balance or get into a pose.
Yes.
This program utilizes three things. We have ankle and wrist weights, which are really fit really nice, are not, what would be the word maybe you would want to say?
Constricting. They're not.
They're not constricting, and they're not cumbersome, or they're not.
No.
They're not annoyingly, on a body part that you kind of forget that they're there.
Yeah.
I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you have something on you, like a weighted vest, have you ever worked out with a weighted vest? And you're like trying to like run or do something. It's
I haven't used
it's
one.
like jumping around. And
honestly,
like, it is. It's annoying.
Tough.
The ankle and wrist weights, the way that they fit to you, they're well made and they're comfortable. They can be up to 2 pounds. That's how heavy they are, but you can remove the weights. So
I think that's the best part, honestly. People can start off with low amounts of weight.
Yeah.
Then they can just up it as they start to get stronger and stronger with it and feel more confident.
I know a pound or two doesn't sound like a lot, especially, but
it can feel like
when you're holding
first,
positions
anyway.
and you're doing stuff. When you have an extra few pounds at the end of the distal end of your arms and the distal end of your legs, it's like your foot weighs 2 pounds heavier or whatever.
Yes.
And it does add up, and it does matter over time. But then, like I said, you can remove some of the weight segments off and make it a little bit easier to start with. Now, additionally, you get a Pilates ball, which is just a very small, it's almost like you shrunk a stability ball or physio ball down to something,
it's gripping size,
8
which
to
is
10
nice.
inches in diameter.
Yep.
Kind of grippy, kind of squishy.
Yep.
And how is that ball implemented?
So the ball is good for your grip, and it kind of just keeps your alignment when you move. So we like the ball for that. We like it for engagement. So in some places, you'll see that the ball might be between the thighs or something, or somewhere between the legs, right? So you're squeezing it for engagement. But then that grippy part too can be nice for your hand strength, your wrist strength.
Yes.
It all comes together really well.
And sometimes it's on the ground with your body weight on
that's
it.
true.
Right. So now it's stability, obviously, through the core, through the arm and shoulder. And the ball is cool. And it's a prop sometimes, which is good if you're trying to like reach and touch or something like, I know there's that one where you reach and kind of touch your bent leg behind you.
Gives you a little bit more extension rather than just using your hand.
Yeah.
And then also you can control the amount of air, of course, that you put in the ball. A lot of times now you'll see in Pilates that they're using less air in the balls. And I just wanted to note that because it can get grippier and easier for you to hold on to, especially when you're going to reach back and touch your foot or do something like that.
Yeah. And then thirdly, of course, are the mini bands. So we have the set of mini bands. There's 5, and they're arranged. They're different colors. So you got light to hard.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to be using the hard, other than maybe a few of the moves. Probably going to stick to those kind of middle range colors for a lot of the stuff. But that adds up too, in terms of getting glute activation. Certain muscles through the legs, but then you have stuff where you anchor it around the feet, and you're
working
kind of
the arms,
working the arms a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, so
many
it's
things.
kind of neat because it's all very it's small in nature, the equipment, meaning that it makes it travel friendly.
Yes.
So if this is stuff that you wanted to bring with you somewhere. If
Bring
you
it on
travel a
vacation
lot,
or
right,
something.
and then you can watch the videos on your phone or your device, your tablet or whatever, and just do these routines by yourself.
Right.
As long as you have a little bit of space.
Yes.
Pretty darn cool for that reason. So what makes these routines so good at fat burning? Because I know it's like for the ladies.
Yes.
Out there, and that's, I would say, 90% of the people that are probably doing this program are probably the ladies. I mean, I encourage the guys to do it.
Totally. Guys can do this too.
If you think
for
you're
sure.
tough, if you think you're tough enough and can hang,
Right.
Because it's not easy.
That's the funny part when you
means.
see a man when I teach my Pilates classes and a guy will come in and think that it's nothing and they leave and they're like, oh my gosh.
Dude, I remember back in the day when I was, this is a funny old memory. Really funny old memory. It just popped in my head. I haven't thought about this in a very long time. Mike and I, the owner of Critical Bench, we grew up together. We're friends. He had spent a certain amount of years after college up in Massachusetts. Yeah. And there was a time I would go up and visit him often. And I went up there to visit him, I think with a couple other buddies. And we went and took a class, an aerobics class, at a studio where his girlfriend at the time was working.
Okay.
So me, Mike, and our buddy Blaine, I remember this. The 3 of us went in to take this class that this girl was teaching. And we had to each individually leave the class at different times. Because it was too hard.
Yeah.
We were all in really good shape. I mean, this is we're 22, 23 years old, young, strong, muscle guys. Mm-hmm. But this class was just kicking our I wasn't used to that.
Muscles you don't typically work.
Yeah, I was just
movements
gonna say.
you don't typically do.
Yep.
Like you could be the strongest person in a whole group of people, but if you're not doing these movements with this weight placement, it's just it's totally new.
I was so defeated. I was looking over and I saw this 50-year-old woman smiling, looking, doing the movement. And I was like, I want to just kill myself right now. I have to leave.
You guys didn't finish it?
I don't think any
One
of
at a
us
time,
did.
they bailed out.
I think we all
is that what
left
you're saying?
at different moments, kind of I just have to go to the bathroom, and then it didn't go back. I have to ask Mike about that if he remembers that. I'm sure he remembers it.
Probably blocked it out of his mouth.
He's probably trying to block it out of his
Never
memory.
happened.
He was embarrassed that his buddy came to support his girlfriend and to take a class, and we all ducked out.
Early.
What were we thinking? Let's just go work out. This is beyond us. But not this program, obviously. I mean, this is if you have any, I would say, any interest at all in increasing mobility, flexibility, in strengthening your core, in burning some unwanted fat that's maybe started to show up on your arms or around your middle and stuff. There probably is no better enjoyable thing that you can do.
Right, it's fun
in 20
too.
to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It does go by really fast.
Yes.
It does. And these flows, they aren't an hour. They aren't 45 minutes. They are under 30 minutes in length, and they're super effective. It's the only thing you would need, that's your workout for the day.
Yes,
That's
for
the
sure.
whole thing about it. Now, what was really fun, obviously we make the program. We have all these, we already talked about all these other added components that come with the main four routines. It's designed to be over a 21-day period, 4 routines. You do them each week, 4, 4, 4 over the 21 days. That's what's going to kind of get you going, right?
For sure.
Habit forming usually takes 21 to 30 days. So if you do the program, you'll probably then just put it on repeat and keep rolling with it and continue to get better. But what we did was something we've never done before here is we said, we're going to market this properly, we're going to go ahead and do the class in person.
Yes.
We're going to have a live
That was
class
really fun.
with real people. We went down to St. Pete.
Yes.
We got a really cool venue. I thought that place that we rented out was really, really
Yeah,
neat. Like
for
we could have
sure.
done it here, but we wanted a different vibe.
Yeah.
And so we had 15 girls come.
Yeah,
At
maybe,
It was a
Maybe
lot.
20.
Maybe more than
Yeah.
maybe 20. It was a full classroom. The owner's wife came, Courtney, and then a bunch of people, like real people.
Yeah, yeah.
A couple of friends,
Like,
but
yeah,
a
few
lot
friends
of
that we knew,
random
whatnot,
people
we
that
knew.
just came. And they came and they took this class, and you beefed it up. I think you didn't like an extra long flow.
Yeah, I did.
It wasn't like one of the actual. It was like all that same programming, but you
Yes.
made it like a 45-minute session or something.
Right,
It was
yeah.
it was lengthy.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And then what we did was, as they were leaving, we interviewed everybody.
Yes.
And we just asked them, like, what do you think? What do you feel? What was different? And getting that, they all said different things. Some of them said some similar things, but different things. And it was really neat to get that immediate reaction and
I
response
loved hearing it,
from
yeah,
other. And I know
definitely.
I'm sure a lot of them talked to you, right after it. But it was such a good vibe, such a good feeling. The ladies all really loved it. A couple of them were like wobbly coming down the stairs, I remember that.
Yeah.
And we were like really feel their legs, feel their shoulders, feel their arms, feel everything. And but they all really enjoyed it. There was a lot of smiling
Yeah.
throughout the class. You weren't killing them. That's the whole thing. You're not there to destroy them.
No, we move steadily, and just as in the videos you're going to watch, you're moving steadily. And if you review the foundations first, too, it's just extra helpful so you know where we're going, where I'm going, and you start to get the style down. And so what made me really excited to do this, too, is I was getting like a lot of buzz in the classrooms, well, in the studios when I was teaching this stuff. And it's pretty new. Like, I've never been to a class like that before where it was meshing those two things in that way. Yeah. And so as the buzz kind of increased, that's when I came to you guys and said something. Because I was like, gosh, this would be cool to bring to people.
You started talking to
in
us.
our living room.
It was probably a year ago this time.
Yeah. Probably
right?
about.
I think you were talking to us. Or we even asked you, I think, one day, like, what's trend, like what's popular right now?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing that people are loving? And you're like, oh, well, they're kind of
I got
loving
this thing.
And we were really curious, and we're like, oh, we'll have to talk to you more about that.
Yeah,
And we did. And
yeah.
over the course of a few months, we were like, I think we got to make a program.
Yeah.
And it's catch this, at a time when it's popular and when women are really gravitating to it, and it's results driven,
Yes.
and it's fun and sustainable and something that people can do at home. The whole thing is, a lot of people they like to work out at facilities or fitness centers,
Sure.
but people also want another option. Maybe they want to be able to do something in their living room or do something
for various
when
reasons.
they travel, or
could be time constraints, whether you work a lot, you have kids, whatever it is. And then sometimes you just can't get into the studio for whatever reason. So you have that option. Let's say you couldn't go that day, or let's say you want to start, but you're feeling really nervous to go into a studio and, walk into a class. So this is the place to kind of start.
I think for that reason alone, it's really attractive to the ladies because they can start this at home with no one watching them.
Yeah, for sure.
And not feel any embarrassment or, oh, I'm not doing this right, or I bet I look weird when I do this.
Right.
None of that.
Judgment,
Right.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your, what, if you have a couple of big takeaways from the programming that Jen created, but also the reaction from the people at the live class, what do you have for takeaways?
I mean, a lot of people were surprised. It's probably some of the most core engagement you can get in a workout. Like, I don't know how you feel.
Yeah,
You've done
and
it.
abs are annoying. Typical ab exercises are really like, ugh.
And they're boring
They're boring
sometimes.
as heck.
You're
Yeah, and like
"Ugh."
you use your abs for other workouts, but this is just a different kind of like feeling them really engaged in a different way.
In a different way.
And also a huge takeaway is how much you can tailor it to what kind of workout you need. Throughout watching the class, because I was in the back helping film it, I got
I
got to just like stand
that
there
day,
and watch everyone.
Right. You actually, because you're in the product itself, but you didn't I mean, you helped with the organization
So,
of the day.
I just got to like really watch how people were enjoying the class.
Taking
and
that point of view.
Yeah. Anyone, like everyone, you could tell was taking it at their own pace in a way. And some people kept on all of their weights. Some people took off half of them.
Yeah.
Some people were using a lighter resistance band. Some people would not use the Pilates ball for maybe one of the balance moves. And you can really start how you want to start and get what you're able to that day.
Yeah.
So another big takeaway. I think a lot of people were sore the next day for sure.
For sure. I can only imagine. I'm actually trying to think back what you girls were saying when we made the product, when we filmed the product, because you shoot a lot of the product over the course of 2 or 3 days. Yeah. How sore were you girls? Now you might not be because your body's just so used to it.
How do you feel?
Did you get extra sore? I'm sure because you did all of this stuff you were in.
Okay, well, not as much as some of the other programs, but I just do this type of stuff more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like that's more of your workout.
I get sore from specifically the product filming from like my hip flexors or like my side glutes were insanely sore. Like,
I think I felt that too.
It wasn't like an overall soreness, but it was like little weird parts of my body that were strangely really sore.
Right.
Whereas like the leg program, like my legs were jelly for days.
Well, it's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, 'cause those are like specific body part specific.
Yeah, just targeting that body
Booty
part
burn is
over and
all
over
about
and
you're
over.
training your glutes.
Yeah,
Right.
so it's like a
Sculpt
little
your legs.
different.
This is the full body.
This is a full body
So
approach.
yeah.
So it
For
was
sure.
like I could tell where I was sore, but it wasn't like ruining my next day where I was like so sore, it like hurts to do anything. It was a good sore.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have told me that they feel like stronger sore, but like hurt so good type of sore and stronger. And then what I'm seeing that I love so much is the confidence.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. When people feel that they are able to do something that looks hard and then they do it and they realize, oh, it's not, it looks like it might be hard, but it's not impossible. I can do it.
Yeah.
And I think we've merged all those things together quite well with this program because it's super comprehensive, but it's not complicated.
Right.
Like there's a lot to it, but the way we break it up, the way the flows work, we're not asking too much of anybody to kind of just jump right in and be able to do these things pretty quickly. As I said, there's a warm-up video, there's the foundations videos, there's the flows, there's a cool-down video. There might even be other bonuses in there. There's a lot that comes with it. So when they get the program, the 4 flows, as I said, are anywhere from, they're all around 25 minutes long, I want to say. Very close in length.
Yeah, I think they're about that.
Yeah. And so, I mean, gee whiz, you can get an awesome workout in 25 minutes. And if you do the warm-up and the cool-down, making it even like 30 minutes, 35 minutes.
Right.
But again, you could do it at home. The equipment is a small Pilates ball, about 8 inches or so once it's blown up in diameter. Your 5 mini bands, different colors, and then your ankle and wrist weights. You get all that stuff mailed out to you. And I would say the best place to go is just simply go to criticalbench.com, and you'll see, I think it's probably one of the first things that you see when you get into our shop.
Yeah.
In terms of getting people to the programming, the easiest. That's probably the easiest way to do it. Go to criticalbench.com, click shop, and you'll find all of our programs, and Pilates Burn is right there. it really was such a joy to make something that really feels like it capped off all of our 21-day programming really nicely, because it felt like we were still missing something more. We had the other 3 programs that are all fantastic. I mean, you know, the two Ashleys, Coach Ashley Brunette, made Booty Burn. Our other Coach Ashley, the blonde, she made Sculpt Your Legs.
Right.
These are all equipment-based, like easy equipment-based home programming. And then, of course, 21-day resistance band with Coach Tanya. And I think, have you been in all of these?
I have.
She's like,
So
yeah.
she's
I've experienced them all.
You've experienced them all.
Nice.
And I think women's bodies specifically are all really, really different. And I think it's good to try out different styles of working out. I think it's great to try weightlifting. I think it's great to try a leg program. I think it's great to try resistance bands. I think it's great to try Pilates Burn and see what your body responds the best to, because someone who lifts weights 5 days a week can have the most perfect physique. But if you do that, you'll stress out your body. It won't respond well. You'll be more inflamed. You'll be bloated. You won't feel good. And it's not because you're not doing it good enough, but your body could just be different than who you're comparing it to. And I think this specific program is the perfect mix of intensity where you need it, but it's not hard on your joints. And it's just something else to try. And I think it could really, really work for a lot of women's bodies, especially like I was saying, with the core engagement with your midsection. And just, I think it's a really, really neat program to try.
Yeah. Nice. I do think so too. Yeah.
What was that one question that you had? And then we did segue. Oh, I can't remember what it was, but I think you asked me something about women and losing weight or gaining muscle, maybe.
Oh.
I don't know. If not, it's okay. I remember that, and I was like, darn it, I made him forget the question. But I wanted to say whatever I was saying. It was funny.
I try not to even. I have all these questions like in front of me.
Oh, maybe it was something you just thought of. Then it's okay.
Yeah, it probably just occurred to me.
Okay. No, that's cool.
I mean, I know a lot of times when it comes to ladies, they're always looking for that. What's that next thing that I can do?
Yes.
That's going to help me like tighten up in certain parts of my body. And where do women typically hold their weight? Well, everyone's different. Men typically hold it in their abdomen. Women typically hold it in their hips and thighs and like the back of their arms.
Right. Yes.
And everybody kind of holds some on like their back area there.
Sure. Yeah.
But I would say if you're looking for that perfect blend of strengthening your body, because we all know we need strength.
Yes.
It's really, if that should always kind of be the goal, because the side effects of trying to get stronger are so many. There's so many good side effects of it. But this blends that together beautifully, where you're getting stronger, but you're also getting more mobile.
Yes. Mobility is huge.
And mobility is huge because it's something that a lot of us, especially when you're young, you don't think about it or care about it, especially as a kind of an average guy. You're not thinking about it. Now, if you're a high-level athlete, you're absolutely thinking about it, because very smart professional strength coaches are telling you that you need to focus on your mobility in order to keep all your joints healthy and to be able to go through a full range of motion.
And you're less prone to injury and whatnot. Huge for everyday life. And as you guys know, because you take my yoga classes all the time, this is how I teach. I've begun to teach like that in the last, maybe 3 years or so. Yeah. And that feels a little bit more novel to some people that are first coming into my classes, because they're not used to a yoga class being like that. They're seeing, Warrior 1, Warrior 2, and just going from thing to thing.
Yes.
With the sort of a little bit of a creative flow style that I put into this, you get to move your joints around and increase range and everything, so that you don't injure yourself walking or something where your everyday life you're doing. So that's really big. And then I put that into this program too.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yes, no, you definitely did.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. It's fun. I mean, our sessions here that we've been doing with you for years are typically, I mean, I refer to them as my most challenging, most accomplished feeling workouts I do of the week.
Yeah.
Because I always know, like, after an hour, I'm gonna I'm just going to feel grateful that I put my body through something I would never do on my own.
Right.
But I feel like it's good for my spine. It's lengthening things. It's opening things up. I sit so much in my job that it makes my hips feel more open.
Yes.
I'm kind of getting this awesome core ab workout without even doing a core ab workout, right?
Yeah.
Or, intentionally doing something like that, which I hate. I always hate training abs. I do. I train abs like very minimally, because I'm doing stuff like this, but it's also like the compound lifts I do. It's my abs anyway.
Right.
So I'm just so grateful that you put all of this together and that we were able to capture it all.
Yeah.
And create what I think is really fun, a really fun marketing campaign for it. We actually, I'll tell you this because I just reviewed them, I think, this morning. Steve took all the individual testimonials from all the girls for the live class, and we have clips now of all of them.
Oh, fun. Okay.
To be able to use as marketing material for the program. Which
Love that.
I think that's what people ultimately really want to see, is they want to see real people who have real things to say about their experience with something.
Oh, for sure.
And I feel like we did that with this program better than we've ever done it, because we were able to put the class in a real live situation.
Oh yeah, I love the unique way you guys did it, for sure.
I think it came out really, really great.
Yeah.
And you will love it. You will feel better that you did it, and you'll probably continue with it. And you can do it in the comfort of your own home, and maybe or have a girlfriend come over and the two of you do it together or whatever.
Yes.
In fact, I think one of the offers that we have, right, is you get an extra set of equipment for free.
Yep.
Nice.
So there's some really good opportunities out there. So definitely check out Pilates Burn. I couldn't believe in a program any more than I do with this one. But we have all these other great 21-day programs, which if they get the main program, I know in some of the marketing out there, they're offered the other 21-day programs too.
Yep.
But if you're on our website, you can find all of them. 21-day, of course, Pilates Burn, 21-day booty burn, 21-day sculpt your legs, and 21-day resistance band toning. They're all fantastic programs. You could just rotate through them if you wanted to, because they're all so effective, and all the coaches and the experts are so good.
Really good, yeah.
So so much fun. Well, this was good. I thank you for making time. By the way, we didn't even tell anybody what we did before this. That we just did our yoga with you.
Oh, yeah.
We did
a whole class.
And we did a whole class.
Yep. Now we get to sit down and talk, which is kind of nice.
And then we got to sit down and talk. But that was our mental and physical warm up.
Yes,
before the podcast was doing a session with you. So
to get in the mood.
Yeah. It really got us.
Thanks for talking with me about this. I really
You're welcome.
I was so excited to talk about this today.
No,
too.
it was really good. Did you able to get everything out that you wanted to?
I feel like, yeah, definitely. My enthusiasm kind of sparked as you were asking the questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just get that Pilates burn, get going.
Yeah, no, it really is. It will. You'll feel the burn. And the fat will melt away if you're consistent, because as we all know,
consistency is key.
Yeah, it's great to own Pilates Burn and to have that equipment sitting over there on the chair in your living room. But you have to put the bands around your legs and put the ankle and wrist weights on and do the programming. And if you do it, I promise you, you will feel it and get the results that you're wanting. So,
for sure.
Listeners, thank you so much for joining the Strong by Design podcast, for coming back every week and supporting us all these years now that we've had the show, and we get great people like Jen and, of course, Lindsay on the show to talk about what we're doing here at Critical Bench and how we're trying to change people's lives to get them to live longer, healthier, stronger, more joyful lives. Because when you feel good, your energy's better. You're better for people in your life. So it's
true.
It is true. So we thank you for all the support. Share this with a friend or a family member who needs to hear about Pilates Burn. Would you? I'm sure you have somebody, a neighbor, somebody, a coworker, a grandma, yourself. Take advantage of this program. Check it out. CriticalBench.com. Look for 21-day Pilates Burn. We'll talk to you next time. Thank you so much for listening to the Strong by Design podcast. If you found value in today's episode, please subscribe so that more people can find out about our show. Plus, you don't want to miss any future episodes with the amazing guests and topics we have lined up for you.